You're listening to the Visibly Fit podcast. Hey, I'm your host, Wendie Pett, and every week I'll give you holistic, practical solutions for everyday issues related to nutrition, healing, functional fitness, and behavior modifications. As a naturopath, fitness expert, and wellness coach for over 20 years, my goal is to empower you to reach for greater health and to rise up to your next level of living in mind, body, and spirit. You were created with greatness in mind. It's time to own it. Are you with me? Then let's dive in. I think most people desire to become better people, better in their health and their well-being, better with their relationships, better with their finances, better in their faith, better dressers, better, better with their communication skills. As I say, I don't know. Yes, we desire to become better people in different areas of our life. I was just reading again the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's been around for a long time, but it's a great book if you haven't read it before. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today, along with some ways that we can really start habit stacking and using net time to become better people. If you're just tuning in, this is the Visibly Fit podcast, and I'm your host, Wendie Pett. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. I love this time with you each and every week. I actually just looked at some stats and noticed that, man, we have listeners all around the globe. We have a lot of listeners from Germany. So shout out to those of you that are in Germany. I guess, I don't know. I took German in high school, but I don't know, Guten Tag. I don't even know what to say, but thank you for listening. Was ist dein Los? What does that mean? I don't know why that just came to me. I don't know if that's like, what's up? Anyway, thanks for listening. Those of you that are from Germany. I also noticed we have people from Thailand and the Philippines and Russia and all over the place. It's just fascinating to see China. I saw somebody from Korea. I saw somebody from, where was the other? I think I already said Russia. Yeah, I did. Anyway, I was just like blown away. Where do people find this podcast? Anyway, just a little shout out and to say thank you. I appreciate you listening in. Anyway, we're going to talk about becoming better people and how do we become better people. Now, one of the things that James Clear talks about is having implementation clarity. He said most people, fail because they don't have a plan. We know that, right? But he talks about this implementation clarity and how it's about noticing, wanting, doing, and liking. And within this idea of creating and forming new habits, it's understanding and knowing the when, where, and how. Now, I'm a big fan of really implementing that with my patients, the when, the where, the how, like let's get specific on your goals in order for them to become more of a reality. Right? But he also has something called the failure premortem. And I thought, wow, this is brilliant. So I usually have my patients do like a vision board to really catch the vision of, and really write out a vision statement, all kinds of things so that they can really catch the vision of their future healthiest, best self. A lot of athletes use visualized kinds of techniques to visualize the winning shot, visualize the home run, visualize that winning game. And it's very beneficial. So that part is good. Having that vision of your healthiest, best self or getting to your end goal is important. But what about this failure premortem? It's basically about having a failure, I guess, vision board, if you will. So it's like asking yourself, what's holding you back? Like picturing yourself 6 months to a year from now. And if you didn't succeed with the goal that you're attempting to succeed in, what does your life look like? And what held you back? Is it you? Did you hold yourself back? Your stinking thinking or just your excuses, right? But what held you back? And get down to the just get to the nitty gritty of why you didn't meet that goal. And then also picture yourself with this failure premortem. Picture yourself. How do you feel? How do you look? What does your life look like in that 6 months to a year of not reaching that goal? Because of whatever held you back, and you're still in that same place. How do you feel? How do you feel about it? So I think having both of those visions are really impactful to help you stay the course of those, 1% kind of, that progress to get you to that big end result goal. Is that consistency that makes the biggest impact in our life. So if you were on the trajectory to get 1% better each and every day, James Clear says that basically compounded over the course of a year, you would be 37 times better at the end of the year than when you started. Then that's just 1% better at something every day. But it takes intentionality. It takes a plan, and it takes really having that vision of success, and also that vision of failure. Like, how are you going to feel? How are you going to be? What's holding you back to hopefully keep those 1% happening each and every day? And I think that those 1% can happen using net time. Some people may call this, multitasking. Some people call it habit stacking, but I'm just going to call it using net time, because there's so many ways in which you can incorporate something else, that 1% of something else that's healthy, to your already existing lifestyle. For instance, the other day I was on the vibration plate, and it's about a 10-minute routine that I do, and I'm just on the vibration plate, enjoying it, but it's 10 minutes of just the vibration plate. And I thought, well, why am I not doing my 7x11 exercises, my Visibly Fit exercises, while I'm on the plate? Duh. So I started doing my 7x11s on the vibration plate, and it was perfect timing. Like, it was exactly 10 minutes. And I thought, bam, that's a new habit stack. So I'm going to use net time for this area of my life and get in my 7x11 exercises in that moment instead of doing them separately. So that's what I mean by using net time to create, that 1% better opportunity in your life each and every day. You could do things like while you're drying your hair, and I've been known to do this while you're drying your hair, do squats. Or while you're brushing your teeth, do squats. While you're in the kitchen and you're waiting for water to boil, do squats, do push-ups off the counter, whatever. Do some of the 7x11 Visibly Fit exercises. If you don't know what those are, definitely go to wendiepett.com and grab those for free right there on my website. They are so powerful. You're just using visualized resistance and isometrics, actually more visualized resistance for the 7x11, but they don't put stress on your joints, tendons, and ligaments. And these exercises help to build muscle and shed fat. And so I promise they are a game changer. They've been a part of my life for 20 years. So check that out at wendiepett.com. But those are things that you can start incorporating into your day. So that's a good idea. What about when you're walking? I'm a big walker. Y'all know that if you've listened to Visibly Fit long enough, or if you know me, I love to walk. But when I'm walking, I listen to podcasts. I'll do some Visibly Fit exercises while I'm walking. You can multitask or use net time to create that 1% better into your life so that you can reach your goals. What about like clearing or cleaning the dishes? That's just an exercise that we have to go through if you're on a whole food plant-based lifestyle like myself, or on any kind of whatever. We got to eat, we got to clean dishes. So if you're cleaning dishes, listen to a podcast, right? Or listen to worship music, or maybe you're looking to listen to the Bible, right? Listen and not just wash dishes, right? That's just something that I like to do. Maybe you do too. Obviously, you can batch cook. We want to batch cook. That's a habit stacking using net time opportunity, because if you're already making a meal, go ahead and make 2 or 3 times that and freeze the extra so that you aren't spending extra time in the kitchen. peeling, prepping, chopping, right when you get home from the grocery store, all of your, vegetables and your fruits. That way it's it's easily accessible. It doesn't, sit in that plastic bag that maybe you purchased them in and rot and you end up wasting money. No, you are going to be more proficient and you'll probably end up consuming that food in a better way. Okay. Because it'll be more, like I said, more accessible and easy access. And sometimes we're just lazy. All right. You open up the refrigerator and you're like, oh, I have nothing to eat. And yet there's tons of vegetables in there. They're just not peeled, prepped, and cut. So make sure you do that right away. And I would say that that is a 1% way to get better in your health and your well-being. And that is a net time kind of thing, right? And while you're, peeling and prepping and chopping, you can listen to a podcast like this one, the Visibly Fit podcast. Hopefully this is the one that you pick. But that makes a big difference. Sometimes our houses, we have a basement and then we have upstairs as well. But when we have something that needs to either go downstairs or upstairs, we will place that item on the stairway itself instead of making a trip. I mean, we could make a trip downstairs or upstairs. It would enhance our workout. But if we don't have the time, right, we're in the middle of doing something, we just place that item on the stairs. And next time we go up the stairs, we grab that item and take it up with us. So that's a net time opportunity. Now, there's a lot of net time opportunities that are kind of inconsiderate. And I want you to be aware of those. For instance, the other day we were I was speaking at a conference and I didn't have my nails painted and I wanted them painted. And so I thought, you know what, while I'm on the flight, I'm just going to paint my nails. Well, how inconsiderate is that? Why would I want to expose everyone to toxic fumes? And so that's not a good idea. I felt very bad about that and stopped doing that pretty quickly. So be considerate in your net time opportunities. Doing your Visibly Fit exercises while you're driving in the car, not a good idea. But if you're going to do them at a stoplight or a stop sign, brilliant, great idea. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I do have car exercises on my YouTube channel, and you can find them there. But you can actually do exercises against the steering wheel where you press and do isometric presses or pull at the bottom of the steering column. You can press at the top of the car and on the hood of the car and get a good isometric there. You can do some abdominal work, some leg lifts, all kinds of cool things in the car, but while you're at a stop sign or a stop light, right? Yes. All right. So that is net time opportunities. Also, if we're in the infrared sauna, we might do our breathing exercises. That's a net time opportunity. Or do our prayer and meditation. That's a good opportunity. So starting to think about your day and how it rolls out, start to picture your everyday routine and what can you add on to it that makes sense, right? Now, hey, some people, they go to the bathroom and they like to read on the toilet, or I don't know, use their phone and do the social media scroll. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that, but if that's your deal, I don't know. I don't want to hear about it, but if that's your deal, fine. That is net time, but it might not be considerate. I don't know. Maybe you're spending more time in there than you should be, and someone else needs to use the latrine. So something to think about. But also, maybe you are wanting to watch your favorite TV show. Instead of just watching the TV show, what about getting on the floor, stretching, or using the foam roller, or doing some abdominal exercises or some push-ups? I've been recently rolling out of bed and doing 10 to 15 push-ups. Yep. Now that may not sound like a net time thing, but it kind of is, because I'm not even really awake, but I have made a commitment to myself because I haven't been getting these push-ups in like I would like, and that kind of jump starts the routine. So I do it like practically still sleeping. I'll just crank out a few push-ups and then I wake up pretty quick too. But that's something that I'm doing. And I consider that net time because I'm still waking up, right? So I guess it's all how you look at it. But what can you do in the course of your day that would be net time? What can you do that would make things better for you as a 1% every day better opportunity? What about with your finances? What if there's one thing you can do every day to maybe remove an app that you're not using that maybe costs you money? It's a subscription based kind of thing. What if you go in every day and delete one? Or what if you find a way to bring in, I don't know, maybe it's $1 a day or $5 a day or something from your checking to your savings account so that you can start seeing that accumulate, and that becomes 1% better than you were before, right? Anyway, just start thinking of things along those lines. What about with your relationships? How can you have some net time with those relationships? It could be walking and talking, right? I love my walks, talks, and prayer time with some of my friends. That is a precious, wonderful time. Or when I'm driving, a lot of times I will call my parents. It's kind of a neurological association thing because I'll call and my dad's like, "Oh, you're driving again, huh?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm driving." So, but it works. It works for me. So what works for you? Because I think it's something that can really be life-changing, and then it'll become a way to habit stack and use that net time accordingly so you become a better person. What about with your like Zoom meetings or meetings in general? Can you walk and do those Zoom meetings? Or if they're, phone conversations, for sure, can you walk and have those meetings? What's the best scenario for you? Because we do want to become better people. So what does that look like? All right, just something to ponder on today and think about. So lay out your days, see what you're already doing a lot of, and see what you can attach to something, attach to a part of your routine that makes sense, that will make you become better. Could be that every time you go to the bathroom, you do a visibly fit exercise, or every time you get up, you know that you're going to drink water, or every time, I don't know, there's got to be some sort of a connection, right? A neurological association along with figuring out that net time, that habit stacking opportunity. So unfold your day, look at it, and also know what your goals are, whether it's in your health and your well-being, whether it's with your relationships, maybe it's your finances, maybe it's with your business, maybe it's with, whatever. Maybe it's with, I mentioned as dressing better, right? Maybe you're going through your closet and you're throwing away old clothes and you're bringing in something new. Maybe it's something, one new item a week or one new item a month or something. So that you start to feel better in your own, not just we want to feel better in our own skin first and foremost, but you also want to feel good in your clothes. So if you've got something from way back when, which, hey, I've had clothes for a long time, but you know what? Sometimes it's just time to get rid of them. Styles do change, and yes, they do come back around, and I've seen that. But if you don't feel good in them and they're not, flattering on you, then just get rid of them and bring in something new. Make room for something new. All right. I hope this podcast just kind of opens your eyes and gets you pondering about how you can start using some habit stacking opportunities and use some net time gains for your greater best health. All right. Visualize your goals and where you want to be with your success, and then also visualize what happens if you don't get there. that will make an impact. All right. God bless. Thanks so much for tuning into this episode of Visibly Fit. If you are looking for some health and some guidance with your health and your well-being, then head on over to getvisiblyfit.com or wendiepett.com, or just email me at wendy@wendiepett.com. Let's have a conversation and let's get you going on the 7-week Visibly Fit accelerator course, because I know that will be so beneficial for you, mind, body, spirit, and emotions. So I'm here to help. I'm here to serve. And we just need to have a conversation to see if it's a good fit. All right. God bless, and share this episode with others that might benefit. See you next time on Visibly Fit. Well, that's a wrap for today's show. So thank you so much for tuning in. I love spending this time with you. To learn more and get more free resources, just head on over to wendiepett.com. And thank you in advance for sharing this episode and this podcast, following and subscribing, not only to this podcast, but finding me on social media, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you are, I'm probably there too. Until next week and our next podcast time together, make it a Visibly Fit day.